Friends, 947 days of war between Russia and Ukraine. In southern war zone on Kherson front, Russians seized Nestor-Yanki, a small but stronghold of Ukrainian army. In Zaporizhia on Remivki salient, Russians advanced 300 meters in Staromaiors'ke district, while Russian Air Force dropped FAB-500 bomb at UAV or drone assembly storage Motorsikh facilities, destroying almost, as they claim, 250 drones. In east on Marinka front, Ugledar direction, Ukrainians in Ugledar is not leaving or not able to leave because the remaining position is highly fortified and it is encircled from three sides. Though they have withdrawn from Pavlivka and Russians advanced here more than 500 meters from Prechestivka on Bogyav-Lenka direction. Russians also advanced into the central Ugledar city and by now they hold more than 40% of Ugledar. So they have advanced from the west, from south as well and from the eastern side where they have taken over the forest plant. In addition, Russian army advanced 200 meters from Gostro towards Maximilianivka, that is Kurakho area, and 200 meters towards Alexandropol. By now, the so-called border between Marinka, Avdiivka-Pokrovsk is merging. So we come to Avdiivka-Pokrovsk. Russian army advanced 500 meters between Sukurin and Solido and 300 meters towards Sukurini itself, 800 meters in Mykolivka and 1.5 kilometer in western part of Nevelsky and north of Krasnohorivka. After advance in Mykolivka, which they hold now almost 90%, they are only 2 kilometers left from Mirnograd. They also, after controlling Krasny and Kruty Yar villages, advancing towards Lysivka and consolidated their position in northern outskirts of Hirnik. Toretsk small gains for the Russians inside the city, otherwise by and large no changes. Bakhmut-Chasov, Russians improved their position on western outskirts of Kalinivka. Gryhorivka is under Russian control. Sivers'k, no significant changes. Northeast Ukraine, that is Kupian-Soto, Crimea direction, Russians advanced 200 meters in Nevsky district, that is towards Lyman. North Kharkiv, that is Slobozansky direction. In last 2 to 3 days, when the Ukrainians' offensive operations were successful to little extent in Vovchansk, where they took over full of Vovchansk aggregate plant, and also in Lipsty towards Glyko, the situation seems to be normalized or stabilized again. No significant changes. Kursk also seems to be stable for the time being. In Glushko district, Ukrainians attack in Veziloy area, continuing, however, no changes, and no changes in Novi Put area as well. Korenivo district, no changes. Heavy bombarding by Russian Air Force continuing. Ukrainian offensive operations towards Lyubimovka continue, however, no gains. Ukrainians claim that it made some gains in Olhovka area. Coming to Sudza district, Ukrainians redeploying forces in Plekho area. Otherwise, no changes and nothing towards Borki also. Interdiction missions. Recently, Russian army is using large number of FAB bombs with UMPK, that is guidance given by directional control, and they have hit many places like Ugledar, Zaporizhia, Volchansk. Also in far distant they have struck infrastructures in Ivano-Frankivsk, Odisha, Mykolaiv. Ukrainians counterattack and counteroffensive, including interdiction missions, seems to be little slower in last 12 to 24 hours. It could be that they are preparing for some large attacks. Palestine Israel Middle East. Hezbollah launched rockets in northern Israel on Haifa military base, while Houthis launched today ballistic missiles in central Israel, causing huge fires. As far as other war fronts are concerned, situation is similar. As before, like in Gaza Strip, West Bank, and elsewhere. Trump is likely to meet today with Zelensky in New York. However, he has said that Zelensky was wrong for refusing to negotiate with the Russians, and now Kiev is forced to send children and old men to front line as Ukraine is being obliterated by the Russian forces. Of course, he is right, but his views on Zionist regime in Middle East is no different than that of Biden. In yesterday's airstrike by the Russian Air Force in Staromaiors'ke seems to have hit 4 F-16s and damaged quite heavily, but still it is not confirmed. And now it is 2 years since Nord Stream pipeline were damaged, and so-called investigations by various agencies and countries have borne no results, no outcome. Post Russian new nuclear doctrine, US imperialism hasn't changed at all and given many $1 billion aid to Ukraine. And that's all for the day. Thank you.